Hi everyone. So I'm back today with a handbag reveal. I'm just going to get right into it, so I hope you guys enjoy. If you've been following me for a while, I've mentioned briefly about wanting to add a Dooney Bourke to my collection. So I finally was able to do that last week. I was looking at the the top zip satchel, I think it's called. It looks like a Louis Vuitton Alma. And I was also looking at the Lexington Small Shopper, I believe. It's a little tote. It's a great size, especially if you have kids. And so I was debating between those two, and I wasn't really getting that spark that I really kind of wanted to feel before I bought a bag. What I've really been wanting from Dooney Bourke was a Florentine satchel, but in person, my Bay store, which is where you can buy Dooney Bourke where I live, never had them. So I was looking at what they did have and debating going with one of those. But then handbag fate intervened. So let's get into this reveal. So here is the dust bag, which is like enormous. I could probably use this in a potato sack race because it's that big, which I really appreciate. I hate it when the dust bag is just a little bit, when it's snug on the bag. I like there to be kind of room, so that's great. So that huge dust bag, which is wonderful. And I picked up the Dooney Bourke Florentine Satchel in Natural. This bag just, it's so beautiful, and just the quality and the smell. The smell of the leather on this bag is unlike any bag I've ever smelled before. It's just, there's no words for it. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So when I went looking, the day I was kind of deciding to go pick up a Dooney Bourke, I went to the Bay and I was looking at the wall of the Dooney Bourkes, and as I glanced towards the bottom of the shelf, there, sitting there by itself, was this bag, just this one lone Florentine satchel. And my heart like jumped into my throat. I was just like, oh my goodness, it's happening. So I picked it up. I was so excited. And as I was looking it over, I was like, this poor bag, what has it been through? I can't even imagine. It was completely scratched up. The corners were all dinged up, and it was just, the bag looked like it'd been beat to crap. And I was just like, you poor thing, you poor beautiful bag and your hardships. So I looked at the tag, and because of the condition it was in, it was 50% off the retail price, which, I mean, even with Bay Days going on, I think the Florentine satchel was reduced to $3.18. In Canada, I think this is the large size, but it retails for $3.98, and so it was 20% off at $3.18. So 50% off was like amazing. I never thought I would find Florentine satchel for that much, so I was like, okay. Normally, if a bag is kind of scratched up, if it's that kind of discount, I know I can just go home and cover it in like leather conditioner and we can get through the scratches. But I knew, because it's the Florentine leather, that you have to treat it in a special way. You can't put stuff on it, and you're not supposed to put stuff on it. So I turned to the purse forum. I left the bag overnight and I went home and I researched how to get scratches and scuffs and stuff off of this leather. And what I was told was you can use your fingertips, just keep rubbing and rubbing the scratches, or you can find a white cloth, cotton poly blend is what I believe I read was recommended the most. I don't know if that actually makes a difference, but, and to work the scratches with that as well. So with this information in tow, I went back to the Bay the next day. I was so worried that someone else would have snapped this up. I like sprinted to the Bay. I was so nervous that it'd be gone. But there she was, just sitting there all alone, and I was so excited. So I picked her up. I took her to the cash register, and the girl checking me out actually was like, oh, you're buying it! So it was nice to share handbag love with someone else, which was great. So I picked it up. I brought it home. That was last Thursday. And then for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I just like kept rubbing the bag, rubbing at the scratches, alternating between using my fingers and I don't want to say an old sock because it's like a clean sock, but like a sock I've had for a long time that was clean. Just the top part of it where it's really white, not the bottom where my foot goes. If this matters at all, I have no idea. But so I was just rubbing at the scratches, trying to get them out. And honestly, they faded amazingly. Like, you can still see them, yes, but the nice thing about this bag is it just adds character to it, and it doesn't bug me. It looks fine, I think. And another thing I read about this color in the Florentine leather, it is natural, is that it develops a patina over time, and then scratches and marks and stuff virtually like become invisible to the naked eye. So I knew that if I couldn't get the scratches out too much, that eventually with use they would fade and you wouldn't see them anymore. Fantastic. So yes, I picked her up. Honestly, I'm so happy with this bag. The quality, just, it's gorgeous. And also the weird thing I've noticed, I carried this bag all this week. I haven't switched out of it since I bought it. I got a compliment on this bag every single day that I wore it. Like, if you've watched my videos, I have quite an extensive handbag collection. No other bag in my collection has ever gotten like a response from random strangers in public like this bag has. Every single day I wore it, I got a compliment on it, which was crazy to me, which I loved. I mean, it's a gorgeous bag, and I'm glad that other people appreciate her as well. But yeah, so this is my new baby that I just... She smells so good. She feels so good, and she's just an absolutely stunning bag. I love these little tassels. I know this bag is kind of said to be modeled after the Miu Miu? I don't know how you say it, but that brand's Bourke Satchel. But I think in terms of quality, because I've heard the quality on the Miu Miu, that one isn't very good, but the quality on this is simply phenomenal. I am so impressed, and I can't believe I nabbed her for so cheap. I'm just going to give a quick overview, and yeah, so outside, oh, and it does come with the crossbody strap, which I find very, like, it's long for how big the bag is. It hangs down really long. I have it on the shortest setting, and I will insert some modeling shots at the end, because I know on a couple of my videos people have told me that they would have liked to see that. So I am going to do that at the end. I'll just insert some pictures. So there's that. The other nice thing about this bag is, well, you know, the sound of the zipper, but it has this suede starting at the top. It doesn't go all the way into the bag, but it's just at the top on both sides. And it's just, it's such a luxe feature on the bag. And the bag is just, it's enormous. Like, I can probably fit in here about the same as I can in my Louis Vuitton Neverfull MM. It holds an absolute ton. It is heavy. I'm sure someone's going to ask me that, but they are, pardon me, sorry. It is a heavy bag. Not heavy, but I do notice the weight. More so, I notice it if I'm going to use the shoulder strap. I notice the weight a lot more on my shoulder as opposed to when I carry it handheld. Just putting that out there. But yeah, so that is my new beauty. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.